Hello, lovelies. Welcome to another thrilling episode of Opari TV's Dev Punch. In today's episode, my pundits and I are going to discuss at which age should a person leave his or her parents' house. We are going to delve deeper into it. Before that, I would like them to introduce themselves, starting from my father.
Jake the Survivor.
Yeah, baby.
Alright, and I'm your host, Kerry. So, lovelies, y'all looking good.
Thank you.
Welcome. At what age or stage should a person leave his or her parents' house? Show that.
Yeah, this is a very tight question that I think as a young guy or as a young adult, let me classify it into both. Once growing up, right from university, and then it dawns on you, what am I going to do right after schooling? Am I going to stay at home with my parents after service, or am I moving out in having a career and then a family of your own? But personally, for me, I think you can't just stand up or decide that you are leaving your parents' house just like that, because you get free food, free rent, other freebies. And I really love those items, which I think as a young guy you need to look at your background first before you take all those decisions. And for me, I think until I see myself well established, I'm not leaving my parents' house. Even if there is a government order, I don't think I'll be moving until maybe a work that has to cover certain things for me will take me away from my parents' house. Other than that, I will still be in that house. Unless they sack me, even if they sack me, they are my parents and they have no that order to sack me just like that with no other credible reasons. And I think that also will help me to take financial decisions as well. So I will leave it for my other parties to also say.
So, I see. Yeah, baby.
Okay. As my brother was saying, he was like, when you are well established, and that one is very a good point, because you can't just wake up now then you'll be like you are going to stay on your own. No. Would be my friend is
Take care of yourself.
that one they want to be you say no. You just and what was so well established as a way to be out to if you man look what you.
Alright, thank you.
Yeah, so the other colleagues in the I think that it depends on personal readiness, because all parent free, there are a lot of things that will be free. My brother kind. All parents in feeling quite the more how and I said they won't put much pressure on you, say free. Though some parents do that. Like when we in school,
What if you say
yes, now they are comparing you to your colleagues.
Yeah.
As I said, and I will share I could see about or we school no account to coin or say then normal amount of pressure, because the first we school now to coin or bob bra or bridge. So and then a man did that kill net fraud no baby banning month for first we require outside countries any other baby. So I think that it depends on personal readiness, and aside that, the parents should limit the pressure that they mount on their children after completion of either senior high or tertiary. Yes.
But aside that, to add up, okay, I think you need to
Go ahead.
the first one. Just as Ruth was saying, you need to have first thing should be taking your responsibilities into your own hands. Once you have that in mind, you think down and then you make a well analysis of you leaving that house. Just imagine you being in a wealthy house, you moving out nobody even begs you to or harass you to leave home. They even like your presence in the house because everything is there for you. When you leave, nobody will sleep in that 12 bedrooms, 11 bedroom house, or even that 3 bedroom. Maybe you have only 2 siblings and then your parents. So there is no kind of, but once you feel that pressure, just as my brother said, that is where the issue is. And I think I would have another thing to say about it as we progress.
Okay, thank you. So have you had any experience personally, any of you? Have you had an experience that maybe you've been asked to leave your parents' house, either by your parents or other people or guardians or friends, pressurizing you to leave your parents' house in the name of anything? You have personal experience?
For me, no.
Alright. But you know anybody who has been asked to leave the parents' house for some reason?
Oh, I might say me personally, it was not a pressure from home.
Oh, okay.
But sometimes, we maybe are free. How, like, if it's now we in school, one person said, "Diana, what you are 4 in a room. We are Bema. You have to survive." That's why I go by the name Survivor. So I was so free. Now I don't teach you now. Compare you be able supporting the fee. But as and met me, I can say me personally, I can say no. Me free in term why? Yes, why? Because while should be a no free and that's a one free. That's how that's what one man. What they compare or more we school now still now they are still with their parents. No, oh, honor. What you say? So it depends. We want more be free, but one NCE man because we have to rent after that the bills and yeah easy. Even the work to do no, it will be hard. So also one can so or check your yes. Also and leaving your parents' house, I think that you never meet. Because for guys there, for survivors, aside that, a man, for our rare and nice stay, never man, we're free parent fee.
Exactly.
So it all depends on your personal readiness. Yes.
Okay, so do you think at age 35 it's right for someone to be in the parents' house?
Somebody who say that at 35 they are then 35 when your ex is by 5. And what are you doing? But my second point that I made that if you are from a wealthy family, there is even no age barrier because you will see a mansion, not 2-bedroom apartment, a mansion, almost 17 bedrooms, 15 bedrooms, boys quarters, crab or Charlie be 3. You feel accommodate all your homies. Like when they're on the street, that house can accommodate all of them. So they wouldn't even advise you that at that age, 35, you leave that house. And who will come in and stay there? So even they would even advise you that, oh Charlie, say about be crying, funny braffy, na as one big family. But just as my brother survivor kind, whereby you are about like 4 in the room. And still 35, you're in the house. Come on. That one cry now. Oh.
So
I don't want to go that angle.
Conditions. So in this case, we are saying conditions have caused
yes,
that. So
yes.
whereby the person is living well, you could stay.
Yeah, you could
but
stay.
when you're not living well, you can't.
And let me chip in this. At age 35 in Ghana, culture and an environment, what we have in mind is if you're a lady, not just say, oh, yeah, power. So if you are that age at 35 and you are still in your parents' house, people will regard you as Charlie. And your don't be that fear one, beware of dogs. Meanwhile, no moton so bologna but they are telling you beware of dogs. No, that one wouldn't work. But as for guys, that age 35, you wouldn't even be there. You yourself, you wouldn't be there. Yes, you wouldn't be there. And just as the marriage issue comes in. So that bracket, 35, I think it is those days that you see like even 40s and they are at a compound house. That one is rare, like to see. But these days, oh come on,
It's hard.
on the circles.
Sometimes, it depends on cultural norms.
Yeah.
Because with putting an age bracket to it, we have some cultures in Ghana here. Let me say
like
Ghana,
tribes.
tribes here. They find it to be normal.
Yeah.
You can go and marry, bring your wife in the house.
Yeah.
They won't even if you can stay with your brother's wife, your sister's wife. They are all in one house.
They
Yeah.
eat in
Yes,
one.
in one.
They
Yes.
eat together.
Yes.
A whole lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it depends. So as I was saying, it depends.
Yeah.
It depends. But for the south, let me say for the southern side here, 35 in your parents' house.
It's the Japan movie.
Yeah.
There's a question mark.
Yeah, we bought to Jamo.
Yeah.
Do you think the peer or your peers can pressure you to leave your parents' house? Let me explain this question. Like, you see, some people have friends living alone, they bring their ladies there, and then you're in your parents' house, you can't bring your lady to be with you, or you're a lady, your guy can't come and do sleepover and those things. So do you think the peer can influence you?
Ruth,
Say something.
yeah, they can influence you. Because somebody to that say because of say uni umame no papa tenenti na ebia untumi mfa because so the ba won pele.
Yeah.
And obi wo ha na wo fe be pele obi so wo ha on pele.
But if you were to be that parent, will you allow that?
For me, I won't.
Thank you.
I won't.
Just as Ruth said that for her she's not gonna allow that. I intentionally asked that.
So
because
do you want to be allowed?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to.
so you
because
see
you're
that.
not allowed.
So that was the point I wanted to talk about, that the pressures that comes upon us at a point in our parent homes, that we feel that we are being chased out. For you to go inside as a friend of that person, or as a member of that society or that community, to be saying that, oh, anti Araba, but then I pump kwame to pressure my Araba will feel that you only put in a win and I mean age, you only put in an infant for what to also between at the right time, with God's time is the best and all those that. For you to go into it deep, you realize that it is we as the children or as the young adults in that situation, we are the one causing that. So you feel like you are bossy in the house. So you would want to command your parents, do certain kind of behaviors that your parents even don't like. And you are taking your parents' money without their consent, bringing people in the house, total strangers into the house. And you know how of late people behave.
Yeah.
It's really dangerous bringing people from outside. You bring person and then the next day you are being hunted, chased out. So some parents also look at these things. Yes. Because now if we are not that people with rastas are bad, but our parents those days, the kind of eyes they have, I can say that at this our age, as Gen Z's are new generation has even started. After then there is a bit I will say then cry as about the eyes we don't have, but our parents can look at you and say, what down for you, you to man papa. Lo and behold, you go into it and then it is you.
Yeah.
What an adult can see while sitting, even when you go home and
Yes, you get it. So these are also kind of things or factors that our parents look at and try to drive you out on the core. Man, share the matter. You are still wearing. We are trained up in this kind of way. We don't leave our heads just like that. We don't pie our boy, and you are still pieing. Then go out and pie our boy.
Oh.
So these are some of the factors. Me when Nancy and we started there, me and boy. You get it? And not that we were not allowed, but our parents were trying to let us understand that at our right age, we will be understood, or we'll come to realize that we are making sure that we do the right thing. And at our own time, we understand the reason why we were not allowed to have that boy Rasta, but we were allowed to have Sakura.
Yeah.
Eh?
Males and females.
You were asking a question if your friends can give you pressure to leave.
Yeah.
And what I want to add to that one is you shouldn't let the pressure come from our friends before you take the decision of leaving your parents' house.
Okay.
Sometimes you have to take that bold decision. It's good. Yeah. Pa say, oh yeah, Bema, and let me say, if you know your bar, at some certain stage in life, I also be free parenting change because say one take that decision when free parenting change in 10 months, it may affect all life because the baby maybe also free parenting change. If you are already never more free parenting, because all back or also free one. I bet you so about home. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I bet you so about home because when you cry yourself, you feel like what's up? What is that? Because a very new thing at your mom. And because what two parents feel, what are the best have been? What yes. And say you put up or put the bar parents for still now. What's the baby and then ask you one of my baby? When I said, and I said, you don't know.
Yeah, 4 times.
And
Full time treatment.
Uncle out to come baby now we a 200 cities a year for just a day. A very baby mom. And outside that, so one can to go hand down. Uku bills and this animal, you feel like say as a new thing, as a stressful in life. But so woman in Tama a wow. And she said, woman in Tama warrior who said, oh, okay, men quam to know me say, and your barber come with your say, yes. So also me say, who say, let me say, months and make money with your child goes. And yes, I will live life and just like that. She was say sometimes as human being, let me say that. Or do some say you have to take that decision now. Will you free? Yes.
I wanted to ask males and females, which of them usually leave their parents' house at an early age? Bearman. Really?
The responsibility in the also. And we feel that, especially if you are the firstborn, we too free in them as a chase. Meanwhile, sometimes firstborns their parents even begs them that Charlie stay home small. But you'll be like, Charlie, if I stay home for long, my siblings won't respect me. Or 7 I become banana at least. And I don't know what God created we blacks as Ghanaians. I don't know if it's in other African countries as well. Nobody will advise you as a firstborn. The thing dawns on you. And all of a sudden you now will be like Charlie at this point, and that is what happens in other tribes. That's Charlie, who senior brother and worry, and you junior you are coming to marry. So all those kind of things also mount because we go out. Maybe other party, Juman Kitty, you will meet other people. Maybe they will show interest in marrying you or having a relationship with you, which will make you kind of, or it will be like taking you out of the family or from your parents' house. And they will be like, that at that very moment, even if the parents don't say anything to you, the firstborn or the adult or the elderly one at home, when I best start today, you're advising yourself. And that is where that self pressure comes in. Or those that you graduated with. You see them going and then coming, Charlie, you are in the house and Charlie, you're not getting anything and stuff. That pressure comes in. And if you don't go and meet those parents that reasons with their kids and know what their kids want or children want, that is also that pressure comes in. And I feel and some if they give you 5 CDs or like let's say 20 CDs, or if they prepare choke for house, and the funny part is you won't bring your bowl, they will serve you, but in the course of you going to take that food, nobody will be talking to you, but what you'll be hearing at the background, you are eating alright, but you don't feel yourself. So I think as guys, we normally leave home early than the lady. Even you walk around. I think at a point I decided to tell my sister, actually, where you are going to. Miami, in cry, we are home. So what are you going to do? And as a matter of fact, guys really knows how we treat ladies. And if you know, Charlie, it's not easy because of the lies that we tell and those kind of stuff. So you wouldn't allow your kid sister to go out before you. You have to get their experience and then come in and imbibe it in them. So I think for ladies to say they are living up, unless they are the firstborns, or it is rare to get that.
They use the university opportunities.
Exactly.
So after tertiary, the person will not come back.
Back home.
So I knew friends that stayed on campus for a very long time. We went for their graduation, but they only came home to show themselves to the parents and families. You see them on campus.
Sometimes it's because of the community. The community should play a role. Because let's say Ufri what about Accra local school? What we university?
That will be like the bus.
That your just a friend who will come to you and what do you want? What school? I will play class. The person decide say after tertiary,
So those of you who have moved out of your houses or who are renting, don't you feel pressured like utility bills, paying bills, fees, this and that?
I will even let you land. Last 3 days here, and we're doing rough calculations in Charlie. Sometimes it's better. I don't blame people going to work from Kaswa and then going to work at maybe Amasamai, Accra, Tema, going and coming day in that. It's not their fault, Charlie. The rent, you pay for rent, you pay for utilities. So the utilities, let me clarify.
Everything you pay.
Not electricity alone. Electricity, water, washroom, boiler.
Garbage.
Charlie, sometimes
Even add food. And then washroom and all that.
Everything is inclusive. And for you to get like maybe 300 cedis, apartment, single room, hey, then Charlie Ashama in downtown. Yeah, so it really counts. It's really pressuring all of us.
There's pressure in it, but since you are a man, you don't have any.
Yeah.
I think the last time I was working with my guy and he asked me if I'm not feeling pains in my hand. I asked him that even if I'm feeling the pains,
You don't have to
what should I do? Tell that like I'm feeling pain. Should I leave the work for you to do? You won't. So you have no option. You just have to suffer and die. I watched a video on TikTok. The guy was saying that you should stop posting. I'm going through a lot.
Yeah, you are not the only one.
We are
going through a lot for you.
Yes, everyone going through a lot. So
Go through your own a lot. Yeah. So I think just as we are saying, I will plead parents. I don't know. Sometimes most parents also do watch us.
Yes.
And I will use this opportunity to let them understand that it's not our fault. We should look at the African setting, how people are even suffering. We see certain jobs as punishment. Even if we, the young adults or the youth, we want to venture into it. Our parents takes us like we are just going to misbehave or going to waste our lives. Like somebody going into agriculture and they feel like it's a punishment. But now look at where we are. The world is fighting against us, and then agric is paying a lot. So let us as parents give our words the ample time. Let us not force people into marriages. I think looking at the statistics that are coming out, those that are cheating, those that are getting divorced, it's a whole lot. And I think even the divorces are overshadowing the marriages that is coming out. You see someone getting married at a younger age, and all of a sudden you see that person back to the parent house, and then you ask yourself, and then you be like, oh, I'm now living my own life. I wouldn't.
Sometimes they've been staying in the marriage for a long period of time, but like 10, 20 years, they look like they're not interested in
until I say I'm about to divorce. I would plead with the parents that let advise our children or we the young ones. If your child wants to leave house, sit down with him or her. Educate that person, because okona issue bi kokusia, it will come on to you, that parent.
Yeah.
Sometimes some of us are really stubborn. I won't deny that fact. When you read, and a whole lot of influences now it's coming up. So let us all try and then have a collaborative effort and stop pushing people out with this flashy lifestyle that we don't even work, and you are using a whole kind of gadgets exceeding 15k and all those kind of stuff. That also forces the parents to see you in some kind of caliber that actually you should move up, because you can take care of yourself and this kind of stuff.
I was going to ask if marriage is one factor that lets people leave their parents out.
Oh yeah, it is.
Especially the females, their parents pressure them and then they leave the house.
Yeah, I think Ruth made mention of that, and then Mr. Weber too said that.
And adding to what my brother said, the advice that he was giving to the parents, I think there is a crucial thing that we have to look into it, because we have some parents that when they are in the house with their children, and let's say the parent is a farmer, maybe he has 3 children, maybe 2 of them they are familiar with it, they are good, they are interested in it, but that one now,
office boy,
they count that person out.
And then
yes, and I said always, the associated or not from
where the family is.
Yes, it's about I remember feel it like lonely, like rejected. Now, always and I said you feel pressured to leave the house, which is not supposed to be so. Every other will be an you will be one man, or no family, on your good, but so we tell you, life, now to say maybe this person is good at this. It's in Mammy, one partner, Mammy pushing. Oh, but we are say we are farming, so we have to also farm. You are your own say, or your farm, or be yes, and I will do better. A soft life. It's always a what's up parent fees, cooking time.
I can be pangas and commit now. It's not me, I'm a banner. So, I'm married at least.
Oh, okay.
My own kid.
The way you go home.
I may feel home, but maybe I'm in your shoes and a sign.
Gosh! That's how we hate this street,
God, I think this thing has, can we say that living alone has paved way for cohabitation? Like, a guy has gone to live alone, then his lady will come and live with the person, and they begin to live together without even getting married. So we are current, now the girls are better than each other, but if you can, the girls will be better than each other. But I'm going to say, it has paved way for that cohabitation. So, the lady will be better than each other, born already.
I think my brother wants to talk.
It has paved way for that.
And is it right?
Oh. It's a share from different aspects. It's right.
Yeah.
Some aspects are not right.
Okay.
My the right the wrong side. Wrong side you can't say biblically you be when you that's what they will used to say. But you're sharing from different and more experience so many things. Because what decided is any people who don't know person anything. Who need to die back and no better should be the actual, what's no better should be the actual. Our no attitude of the show and one was attitude show no. But say what to baby now to baby. What friend on the park? Baby, how are you? I'm hungry. I need the time. No, I send it. No, I say Nipa no ya the bonny be on the womb. But on it here. Yes, but a man you should be careful because Nipa and why is a bear man steady? No, someone so steady or by a bear man so. Who say then you advise yourself. So sometimes say yes, sometimes say yes.
I only just why they say
no. So I say when you don't want to divert to that question. Maybe I'm going to ask him say so Nipa didn't should be see 1,000 years. So no bear man now and then bear man no smart. So no me better 5 years. I will die back home. Now do so bear see him. Now the number man on smart. Because we are smarter, even nipa the kasampo keke. I'm want to say nipa will say nothing. Nipa attitude. We are more provoking keka. Or between show action be. The action will be shown lesson
now.
A best signal because only action about to the nipa. She wanted to react in this way. She wanted to say this, but because of maybe obi or body, and now because she wanted to, most why is me? I told him that,
question mark.
Yes, if you are trying to sometimes, who is smart,
yes, it is true.
Yeah.
But do you agree to that?
To what?
So, can you stay with somebody for some time and then be like, just as Jake is saying?
Oh, Emma can say like a depending situational like ubekum and
the reason why I tell because you see, Emma, you get it, and we all can attest to the fact that it is popular school of thought say now. It is different.
Yes.
But once you get to marry, that's why I've been saying that it's only ladies and other Mbappe and a woman we are with nothing, but they go with something.
And what is that thing?
We know. Bye on your makeup, but the makeup on money today. So this has also I was expecting my brother to talk something for the gents, but you omitted it. But I will say that has also bedridden guys because of this cohabiting. Self-development has delayed.
Yeah.
And last time I was also telling somebody that if not because of cohabiting, like the kind of unemployment rate now, people see marriage as or cohabiting as a source of income.
Yes.
And now parents are far relaxed because their daughters or sons are not at home. They know, and somebody is cohabiting, and the parents will call the person, Ajua, I don't have money. Your daddy is down.
Yes.
You barely know your daughter is not working.
It's not working.
Your daughter is not schooling.
Yes.
Your daughter is not even learning any kind of skill.
Yes.
And you
Where do you expect the person
to get that money from? Because you know the husband
from the roommates.
So the only positive side I see about that is that it has reduced unemployment and released some kind of burden from parents that are not well to do. Apart from that, I don't see any kind of essence in the cohabiting. Because if I'm to be a young guy, taking for instance maybe 19 years, and you are cohabiting, by 19 years you should probably be in the university, or either latest you are doing your national service. How well established? Yes,
senior high, chairman.
No, but at this dispensation, because we have people like 12 years. Yes. So let's say 19 years, you are even doing your national service. Are you well that established? If you are not Zuckerberg in son, despite his daughter or son
or
Jake son, how do you go about that? And you barely know that. So for me, cohabiting is really, really worrying. And if you are looking into it, the law states that if you cohabit with somebody for more than I think 3 months or so, you are liable as just kind of marriage. So parents also, yes, married couples. And one thing that as youth I won't advise is because of cultural abnormalities. When you go to the Fantis, Elwes, and other Ashantis, when you are cohabiting and the person dies under you, what's now with the few grand? That's why I'm saying a buying bush shembra say at this age to full wager no one fear. The catcher said the Bible says this. Semi no be a medement to mother cock body there and say be your number because Bible say oba defi nena fie ba kusu defi neja fie me wa meja fie me try no fini na fie akoko si am thank
Okay, so I can say that's the only effect of leaving your parents' house to go and rent.
Yeah.
University, I'm hearing hearing that some students are living as
With their
Yeah.
a guy and a lady are living together. They are students.
This one, I'm just giving information to the parents. Yeah, I'm going to start with
That was
unaware. Now, how far are it? Oh, how much
Hey.
you want to
Yes, they know everything.
But some people too are doing good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With the
Some are
fees,
doing very
yes.
because Okokuku habit, yeah. If their hostel fees are 4,000,
Yes.
no any guy now join.
But that's a minimum
No
down for. But say of them man or anything.
Aha.
To that,
Yeah. The mom to that, Some are doing good
Maybe
business out of that, but
and
others too.
when the parents say they're coming to visit, they will swap. The guy
Go unannounced. Yes.
unannounced.
Matriculation, you pay no one.
The first year trimmer, one wire of
Nah,
school.
Once no, to hot. And mobile every free. Also,
Okay, so we've made points like conditions, whether financial or living conditions, cultural backgrounds,
Yeah.
peer pressure, marriage, peace of mind, and all that has caused people to are some of the factors that can cause people to leave their parents' house.
Yeah.
And the only effects or some of the effects of leaving the houses of your parents is cohabiting, whereby someone can end up getting pregnant and all that. And then there's this research or there's this news going around that after you were saying is good, but I'm hearing that when they cohabit,
sometimes. I said,
okay, thank you.
good is the difference.
But when they cohabit and children come in the long run, they realize that you're not the one I wanted to spend the rest of my life with, and then they separate. What do you have to say about that?
Oh, so who could try bet now? It
And yet they are taking it in the account.
And if the process of cohabiting, then children comes in. Let me say a child comes in, but children and Tinamika say, when you panic now, Obewarewa, or so, Onwarewa, or so, also winning them because the process of cohabiting, maybe you started cohabiting from senior high, yes, senior high, up to university, or let's say university, one year school 3 years, 3 years, 4 years, one service,
so 5 years,
5 years, 5 years process.
Oh, like I said, if you are on my family, and also 1 year, 6.
What that year? Yeah, foul. 1 year, Juma. Also, we started when the parents we started anything come go and see my parents. Not even, you don't have to even tell the guy, say, go and see my parents. So, that process no feel say, or do some level, say, so conversation, communication is starting. Let me go and see your parents. And I say, I've been over my parents. Then at least, if say not can cry for the parent to know, so this is the guy that you are there with them. I think say it's cool. But so you only parent to hope. Not that 5 years now, no need the uncle money. He never asks of your parents where they are. So yes, someone but we free dream now beside now so any parent to what they are. Continue.
Like wouldn't the panel mau and like I said BBS na movement me and I was say mutina because I plan to move one. I was mutina. Musi I found by fire.
Some programs are not
yes, Jesus now we Mary and Joseph can go back for issue about. Yes, or about Fazima.
So I say, wait, man go far.
And man can it could lead to the destruction of either one of the guardian. Because okay, Babim alright, but I'm saying the me parent feel I'm under pressure. And you also know my status that Charlie, things are not well. I'm not well established. I'm afraid meaning there, I'm me papa or me that young guy. I'm coming to reduce my ngobe that I eat. You the parent, the mother too, you are coming to deny yourself of that week and 2 weeks breaks that you've been doing, and so that you all can cater for that kid. And now we've realized that no, it's just a mistake, and various differences has been identified, and we can't continue. If we try to continue, it might end one of us not well, because there are other more treatments in marriages. It's not about beating alone. The mental problem about it can make you go mad or get even knocked down by some useless vet because you register insurance. Can hate you. So please, if you are a lady and you are watching me, don't say because bad ability. Forcefully you should be married.
You have to marry them.
No, please. That's why I'm begging you.
This is a topic that
my sister, don't go there.
Next time let's discuss about it. Because
yes.
To have a
but first marriage work. Don't you watch Indian movies?
To have a child,
marry a man. Please, if you are watching me, don't say Indians are like that. Indians, the women marries
the man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Will you marry me? Wow, so don't go there, please.
Because that's if you say that many panel so as you are saying. Yes. Obidi I'm going to
yeah.
Everywhere.
Wow.
And so that's what I don't want any lady
yes to go into
that one.
Your life is not over. Your life does not end there. Give minimum be our two.
It's uncertain. I think we'll discuss that one too. That one thing and more. It's we in uncertain that we've made it known that, and it is not about uncertain. It is the burden, and we both sides we are not truthful about that because papa alright, we are not married. Just that there's a child in it. Me so young guy, me if you make papa if you na me baby bobra and mistakenly because of this cohabiting and papa it happens. And we have a beautiful bouncing boy. And we realize that Charlie, we are not compatible. What if you do you even
wasted years?
Do you even know
wasted years?
What am I saying? By them, they didn't know their genotype.
Nothing
you get it.
No, like
see,
there's this thing.
We have there's a reason to that's
why I don't like that cohabiting. Let us understand. You should
know your genotype.
There's a reason for
yes, I know that is a
reason to it. Yeah, for everyone's community.
Either
for a lesson.
Yeah,
or
for a game.
Yes.
So
just take it like that. Yeah. If it works, fine.
If it doesn't, fine.
That is the point. Maybe somebody somewhere dying for you.
Woman, obi wo ti dey you woman ti wo sa wa re kura begu na wa ba be she
na wo ti me na wa hunti obi na wa busu afo na ba
I saw something on social media whereby someone left a female left her parents' house to go and live with a man. So this one I'll say the person left because of relationship. As one of the factors for people leaving their parents' house. And then when the person went on, the man was married and the family had traveled. The very week the person got there, the wife came and she had to come back. Yes. Because of maybe house chores, or say only peace of mind, or call baby peace of mind, and then she left. Their cycle.
I'm looking at you.
If you're if you're the parents, you take your child back.
Even if I will not take them back, at the same time, let me use myself as the child. I will go back.
So you go back to where?
To their parents' house.
Yeah,
my parents' house. Yeah, if they don't accept me, they should also go to their parents' house.
You don't know, see it.
I like that. Simple. Me recently I call my mom. Some are only from to go home. I think go home is now 3,000.
Yeah,
I don't heard that if someone to go home want to say stuff, I'm coming back. I can't lie, I'm moving back. We're going to go home.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't let that deter you that because of this situation. That's what I'm saying. It is our own behaviors that makes us to be driven away from it.
Yes.
Oh, Charlie.
Yeah, what you were saying, you know. So one take a bold decision and say, no, I'll go back. Or what is your friend doing? You don't know. After that,
recruitment.
Later you know that this is what I do. Either you do it or you live here. You have no choice. You don't want to go back. So this
the earlier you go home, the better.
The better.
Go home.
So one fair. No better. Was a man fair there as our so when the situation comes by himself or himself or herself,
go home.
Find ways in handling it to favor you and your mental health.
Forget about your parents.
Yes.
Forget about the community. Forget about the society, the family, the church.
Yes.
Go home. I said, be anywhere in a fish that. Almost I said, 1 year. No. You can't even
so Ruth, please go home. Go home with your child. If they won't feed, they should also go to your parents' house. Simple. To be fed.
Ruth, if you are the lady, will you go home? Don't listen to them personally.
For now, yeah. She has been advised. Yeah. So she will go.
Yeah. If you are the mother, I will go to that. If you are the parent or if you are the mother, will you take your child back?
I will take.
Or disrespect too and all that before leaving.
What
is advice. You learn from your mistakes.
So
yeah.
Don't know the scar. Yes. I will say, I will say, recently I watched some video on TikTok. Some university graduates. That's the family.
All branches.
All branches.
Yeah.
What I say? Family business. School now, school now, why business? Me family business too. It has said a go job, and I said very local, and I bet to go. It's maybe the far. Oh,
yeah. Will be cracked.
Your company.
Neat banku. Neat fancy that's it. Don't let that deter you. Okay? And don't let people say you are one. So chinchina marry me, please. No. You left home to feed home, but sometimes you can go home.
Someone
Kinata said it.
You left home to feed home. When you left home, you came back to pick something. You came here cooking your love.
I will eat.
I say you know it. I will eat. So please.
I will eat and go.
Yes. No, don't say.
All right.
Because of society pressure.
So what would you tell people who are planning on leaving their parents' house to go and stay alone, and those who are staying alone, whether they are living well or they are not living well? What would you tell them? Let's start from Jake.
So for those who are planning to leave their house, assess yourself 100%. And who said if you are capable. Street no so I shit. Accra and easy. And it's a why already say over to kind there. I'm not saying say Accra and baby able to me to come back over. Yes. Bisa say your whole life on it here. And easy. Yes. And even if your friend will not tell you, you can see it from social media.
Yeah.
Don't even depend on social media because the pressure there, that fake lifestyle there. Don't even depend on that. Transna who say life no oti already so oti atoto like the mu enema kosoro.
I see that so like
yes. And you know transna who say if say we are capable na and if so we feel parent fear kokro you have a work that you are going to do there. If so we need adwuma bia don't take say me that. Ghanaian movie I confuse am for. Okay movie na Awaro, we see drama of the so that perception, that mentality is there. Oh, me cook room and wait me up that one. I get you there from your coffee.
Aye.
I never do a promo for store. Into one as a song. Now who say if say you are self-readiness, so be free, then no free.
Yeah.
Omo feel about things soon. If say nya, chairman, coffee.
Yeah.
Chairman, coffee. Yes, and yet home is home. And ya crown kwa anya krum kwa na also be tena oyi. So one kwada utena fie di utena mountain di pressure na say me coffee on beka say ya. What one man na wo. And na man na man for e depressed no sunny lifestyle basa no. Chairman coffee anya by force. We as nyi na boy say me.
What me at the cry now why?
Why? So humble recently I mean me guy buy am for anya hwe no e ha no tie am fan say sorry to onya ma ni bi nria ko village o e guy ho ba onya biare baga what to kwa fra ba wala o she
baby
me so ne be kan say uti uma mi fear e ma like parent pressure o mo de be ma and I say like environment baby I will find yourself no no pressure no and as a social media pressure no ma by force attention to free like I was someone that's out decide ma say the person I read and what's it na my many papa feel say me ko abonten me aka me making money it's never to me aka no me catch say like ma obi pressure and foul one aka decide ma
ntia no kan chere nkan for
noni makenji yake kahani boko pressure kobo wolete dwen ho he bike dwen ho he dani ojeko no ya outside like ya actually ke ho he kahani o mami alo o environment alo he no find you he fair na me have pressure kahani na ka pressure she go get the outside by force wolete dwen ho he
I think my other parties have said it also. The only thing that I say, yeah, Mama catch morning in our running then. Emma, that worship it will phone so do and I have maintained time not doing ma on show kutupa there kwaya mwaze it will crew no feel at home. Chat my American as mama no be ne sempoa te kubi into pressure mo chale bebre na what the salon cars ma or your loan fuel ogum chale was sweat ACC do all right but chale
what that one
wo bleedy nti me toto sero ti da ma miti yara se me ka be ameti che obe yo mo yeah but that doesn't mean that we should stay there for all our lives. No. You can stay at your parents' house and even build yours and move out.
Yes.
And do it well.
Exactly.
Don't leave the house.
Yes.
Have a plan. Have a plan for yourself. If it's education or if you feel fine. If it's our or if you feel, we know that our or if you feel. If we know that are going to be no do if you feel, it is fair enough. But I say there will be the pressure. No about me if you fear. Mtoto so there, Charlie. Time you cool down and stay in that house. Funny there, a rent or parent house. Not save. Feel na room na that save. That's it can utility saying to no so save. Ball and as that mean Yamani na save. Fire some kind of investment capital be. One person between you can turn into content creator, digital marketer. Now you see people and what do you do? I'm a CEO. You put further or your online CEO.
CEO of WhatsApp account.
Yes.
CEO of my life.
You get it. And please again. Don't let outside pressure get into you. Have a purpose for living home. Have a purpose for leaving home and always have a plan B. If this one doesn't fire, which one am I picking up? And I think one thing that I think we lack and we feel disgrace in coming back home is that we leave home without telling anybody, without any concrete reason that
Some
we are
people
leaving
leave
house.
home with announcements.
Yeah.
Because of that, when they are coming.
That one is a whole ball game different together. I think if they help, somebody promise you. So man will be in pressure. You can still be in Kumasi. Kumasi is just like Accra. Kumasi is just like Accra.
Okay.
Sunyani is just like Accra. We shouldn't be centered around Accra. You can live in Sunyani, make it Tamale, make it Volta Reggae, make it everywhere, and then make it. Now, I'm still yet to know a prominent person in this country who will be like, if you Accra, and I make up Kumasi, and I make you get it. So let's change that kind of narrative, and I think we are good to go.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be a particular age or time or whatever. When you feel like it's right or you're okay, you can leave. Okay, I'm leaving this to our audience so that they'll tell us what they also think.
Yeah.
It's been the Punch on Opari TV, and I had with me
Jake the Survivor.
Yeah, baby.
And Kwame Shula.
Alright, and I'm your host, Kerrade. Thank you for watching.